fork in the road. Basically a buyout offer for federal employees. You'd think folks would be psyched to snag a sweet severance, right?
You think so?
But not everyone was thrilled.
Oh.
The folks over at RFED News,
Yeah.
a subreddit for, government employees,
Yeah.
they were not exactly partying in the streets about this.
Really?
They saw it as like a direct attack on their comfy government jobs.
Makes sense.
And man, oh man, the meltdown was glorious.
Oh, yeah.
It was epic. They were posting all these sob stories online about how Trump was ruining everything.
Wow.
And get this, they were posting all this stuff during work hours.
Oh, no.
Talk about shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
The irony was not lost on the folks over at Kiwi Farms.
Of course not.
They were all over it.
I bet.
They were like, look at these government workers complaining about their jobs while on the clock.
Right.
It just fueled the perception of them as lazy and entitled.
And let's not forget the humor.
Oh, the humor was top-notch.
Kiwi Farms is known for its unique brand of comedy.
Yeah, let's just say it's not for everyone.
But for those familiar with the site, it's clear that they were reveling in the Feditor tears.
Oh, they were having a field day with it.
It's like watching a pack of hyenas descend on a wounded gazelle.
Brutal, but accurate. So to set the stage, we've got fork in the road, we've got Feditor tears flowing like a river.
And we've got Kiwi Farms users providing the running commentary.
Yeah, they were the peanut gallery of this whole saga. Now let's dive into some of the specific details, shall we?
Sounds good to me. So as Fork in the Road started rolling out, the online drama only intensified.
It's like someone poured gasoline on an already raging dumpster fire.
Our Fed News became a breeding ground for, paranoia and rumors.
Oh, yeah.
These government workers were scrambling, trying to figure out what it all meant for their jobs.
I bet they were hitting refresh on their inboxes like every 5 seconds, waiting for that buyout offer.
And of course, Kiwi Farms was there to document every single moment of this meltdown.
With their signature blend of snark and schadenfreude.
One user even wrote, "I wonder how the feds on KF are faring with the news that the DEI diversity hires are being sent to the shredder."
Oof, that's cold.
Another simply commented, "This is beyond parody."
Savage. But you gotta admit, it's kind of funny. Their commentary often reflects this deep cynicism towards the government.
Yeah, and all its perceived inefficiencies.
They see these Feditors as symbols of everything that's wrong with the system.
Bloated bureaucracy, wasteful spending, a complete disconnect from the real world.
And the fact that these government employees were openly panicking about their jobs just reinforced that perception.
It's like they were handing Kiwi Farms ammunition on a silver platter.
So tell me, what was the overall vibe on Kiwi Farms towards this Fork in the Road initiative?
Well, it's hard to say for sure because Kiwi Farms is a melting pot of opinions. But I think it's safe to say that they were enjoying the show.
Oh, absolutely. They were eating this up.
There was definitely a sense of amusement at the expense of the Feditors.
Who were often portrayed as, out-of-touch elitists clinging to their cushy government gigs.
Exactly.
Like that one comment that said, "The Fed being full of Redditors is the least surprising thing ever, considering how gay and fat they all are. The only fit Feds you ever see are at Patriot Front meetups."
That's a rather provocative statement.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the broader cultural divide that we see playing out online.
You've got the Kiwi Farms crowd who are basically saying good riddance to bad rubbish.
And then you've got the RFED News folks who are all, but who will protect us from the Canadians.
It's like a classic clash of ideologies. And it's fascinating to see how it plays out in the digital realm.
So we've got this ideological battle royal unfolding online, but what about the actual substance of Fork in the Road? What exactly is it, and why were people so freaked out?
Yeah, break it down for us.
At its core, Fork in the Road is a voluntary separation program.
Designed to trim the fat from the federal workforce.
Gotcha.
Employees who opted in received a buyout package,
Which included?
a lump sum payment, and continued health insurance coverage.
It sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me.
It does on the surface.
So why wouldn't everyone jump at the chance to get paid for doing nothing?
Well, some employees viewed their government jobs as more than just a paycheck.
More than just a paycheck.
They saw it as a calling,
A calling.
a way to serve their country and make a difference.
You mean like those Feditors who were crying about Trump ruining their lives?
Yes, some of them genuinely believed that they were indispensable cogs in the machine of government.
More like rusty gears that needed to be replaced.
Their perspective highlights the idealistic view that some people have of government service.
Meanwhile, Kiwi Farms users saw it as a chance to finally drain the swamp and get rid of the deadweight.
Their perspective reflects a more cynical view of government as a bloated and inefficient bureaucracy.
So it's a battle between idealism and cynicism playing out in the digital arena. Precisely. And Fork in the Road became the catalyst for this clash of perspectives.
Okay, so we've got the tears, the shade, the mockery, and the ideological debates. What else is there to unpack in this Kiwi Farms thread?
Well, there's a lot of discussion about the potential impact of Fork in the Road on the government's ability to actually function.
You mean like, will the mail still get delivered if half the postal workers take the buyout?
Exactly. Some Kiwi Farms users expressed concern that the loss of experienced employees could lead to a decline in the quality of government services.
Which, let's be honest, isn't exactly setting a high bar to begin with. Have you ever tried to get a passport renewed?
It can be a bureaucratic nightmare.
A nightmare. It's enough to make you want to renounce your citizenship and move to a deserted island where the only government is a coconut monarchy.
I think that's a bit extreme.
Maybe. But at least the coconuts wouldn't demand to see my birth certificate and 3 forms of ID.
That's a fair point, but I digress. The point is, there were legitimate concerns raised by Kiwi Farms users about the potential consequences of Fork in the Road.
Even if those concerns were often couched in humor and sarcasm.
Precisely. So, as the dust settled from this Fork in the Road thing, we were left with a mountain of online chatter.
Oh yeah, a digital goldmine.
It really gives you a glimpse into how people were thinking back then.
Like a time capsule from the internet's Wild West days.
Yeah, when the government was going through all this drama.
And everyone was either laughing or crying about it.
One of the most interesting things about all this is the sheer creativity you see from the Kiwi Farms users.
Oh, they're masters of their craft.
They can take just about anything and turn it into something funny.
It's like they were born to troll.
They're like the Michelangelos of shitposting.
They sculpt these masterpieces of mockery out of the digital clay of the internet.
It's impressive, really.
And they're not just funny, they're also pretty insightful.
Oh yeah, they have a sharp eye for hypocrisy and absurdity.
They're like digital anthropologists studying the strange rituals of government employees in their natural habitat.
Which is apparently Reddit.
And through their unique brand of humor, they manage to expose the flaws in the system.
They're like those kids in the Emperor's New Clothes who aren't afraid to point out the obvious.
So what can we learn from all this? What wisdom can we glean from the depths of Kiwi Farms?
Well, for one thing, I think it teaches us to not take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta laugh at the absurdity of it all.
The government can be a frustrating and often ridiculous institution.
And sometimes the best medicine is a good dose of humor.
Kiwi Farms users understand us.
Oh, they get it.
They're not afraid to laugh at the powers that be, even if it means pushing the boundaries of good taste.
Their humor might not be everyone's cup of tea.
But it's a good reminder that we can still find joy even when things seem bleak.
And in a world where everyone's so easily offended, their willingness to push the envelope is kind of refreshing.
Yeah, it's a reminder that we don't always have to be so serious.
That we can find humor even in the darkest of corners.
So if you're looking for a different perspective on the world,
a place where the sacred cows of government get roasted on a regular basis,
then Kiwi Farms might just be the place for you.
just be warned, it's not for the faint of heart.
But if you can handle a little bit of edge,
You're in for a wild ride.
so buckle up, grab your digital fire extinguisher, and prepare to dive into the chaotic world of Kiwi Farms.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the weird and wonderful corners of the internet.
Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical.
And most importantly, stay entertained.
Word to your mother.